On today's episode, we're going to be replacing a pool timer and the box. Reason being, I'm going to tell you right now. Today's episode, we serviced this account and we noticed on Friday that we came on here that the pool was not operating. Now, I immediately thought something happened with the motor. I touched it, everything was cool. That's one test. Make sure the motor wasn't running hot. But when I looked in here, it did have the screen. I did pull the screen off. But when I looked in here, I noticed that it wasn't, didn't have any, I wasn't hearing that noise. You can always hear the little timer in the back, which is right back there in that hole. That manages the actual dial clock. It wasn't even on. So simple check. If you ever see this, there was a party in this time box and nobody was invited. Check this out. There was 2 frogs. That's a blooper. I'm gonna put the picture in there. I got the pictures of it. That's right, I did. I took it out, but there was 2 frogs. Insert photo here. Anyway, you saw those frogs that were there. They were right across the terminals right here. So they made this whole timer box, the whole timer itself, bad. So now what we got to do is replace the whole box. Why? Because this is an open hole right here. There's where the animals are calling in from, and they call in here for safety and also for warmth during the night. And they typically like to hide up behind the timer itself. Other times too, you can have a lot of ants. They get buried up inside of the terminals, inside of the backings of this. Now we're going to be replacing this box out of here and putting in a new one. We've already turned off all the power, so we're safe to start our work. We're gonna make this a one-cut deal. All right. I'm gonna start by removing our electrical.
I'll get different pliers for this one, so I'll be right back.
Okay, so now that we got all of our electrical disconnected, now we're going to be removing it from the wall. These boxes are installed with these concrete nails, and they can't be taken out. It's got to be ripped out of the wall. So we're going to be putting back a new box right in the same location. Okay. All we're going to do is we're going to punch out our hole to put our electrical in, and then we're going to be punching out our bottom hole. Very simple to do. Take any flathead screwdriver. This is a plastic case, so like so. This is inside. Has your pins right here. And there's different stickers, but we're going to leave ours English as different languages. And this new kind, the new timers come with a different, because this is a very, let me show you the difference between the older timers and the newer timers, because this is such a, this is a very big known, it's a known issue that this happens a lot. I'm just gonna completely show you. This was our old timer, okay? And a lot of animals, lizards and frogs and things in that nature, they basically, when they crawl up in here, they cross contacts here, they fry themselves. This is hot, as you can see right here. This is hot, 240 volts right here all the time, feeding these lines. So when they come and they cross contact, they electrocute themselves and they actually damage the whole entire circuit. So the newer styles, they've built like these guards on them. See that? So now the contacts are covered and protected from, at least that, from damaging it. This is probably like the number one cause of these timers to go bad. Number one is having a box that has an opening exposed to the elements, right? There's a metal box at that, but having a box that has an open hole underneath, animals just crawl up inside when it rains or when at nighttime when they want to get warmth, they crawl up in here. And you know, these timers are always on, maintaining the time. Therefore, them crawling inside of there to find safety and warmth through the night. So that's the biggest difference there, is that this is covered right here. So that'll extend the life of your timer. So now we're going to be installing our box right here on the side. Same area that we did before. This is just for, see? It'll go right back in the same spot that we did before, more or less right there. And I'll be right back because I gotta go get something to mark this with. All right, so we already got our areas marked out. Always have two batteries. All right, so we got everything all preset, holes are drilled. Now we're gonna go ahead and fasten it to the wall. Then we're gonna take our electrical washer here. Tighten that down. Okay, now we're going to be putting in our, this line here, this electrical is for our salt system that's here on the left of us. Here's our circuitry right here. So now we're going to need to, because this box is plastic, our grounding is going to be grounding to the actual timer itself. So we're gonna need to adapt a piece of wire together and join them all, twist them together. 3 wires. You need the larger red tie, the little wing nut. Okay, like so. It's going to be pushed down to the bottom like this. Okay. And this one is going to be the one that's going to come up into there. So here we have, let me remove this here. Gotta find my Phillips screwdriver. Philip, where are you, Philip? Remove the electrical guard. Okay. Go ahead and install it. Like so. I'm going to first start with our with a ground cable. Okay. Ground cable's in place. Bring in our other electrical circuitry in place. This other circuit, this is for a pump. The load side. And at the same time, we're going to bring in our circuit for our saw system. Saw systems are always going to be on the load side of the timer, never on the line side. Line is the lines coming in from the circuit breaker. Comes in, feeds it, it's hot always. Line is always hot, meaning the power is always present. and what passes the current over to the load side is your dipstick. Okay, this is a single throw dipstick. Single throw meaning that when the time hits, behind the mechanism flips the mechanism over, and these two contacts, see, when this is in the off position right now at the moment, you can see these two pins here, they're separated from each other. Okay, when he closes the circuit and the dipstick is thrown, this maneuver, this slides over, making contact with the timer mechanism. Okay. Just gonna open this up a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna go turn on the power. We'll be right back. I got some very terrible news to let you guys know how two frogs can really damage your whole entire system. I'm explaining to you right now. Okay, so we've already replaced our new timer box. It's all installed and everything, and I want to go ahead and I want to show you guys. Before we started with this project, we were not getting power coming out of our load side. The timer mechanism was bad, and we replaced the whole box to have it sealed completely. Now the problem is that we have power, and I'm going to show you. Where's my meter? We have power present. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can scale it up a bit. Okay. We got power on. I'm coming to the other side. Oh, sorry about that. We can go ahead and we're going to edit that out. Okay. Just focus in on those numbers right there. Top left-hand corner. We're going to come to our line side, and we see that we have 248 volts. Okay. Now, without the dipstick on, you see that we have 0. Once we throw the switch, now we have power going, 248. So you would say, why isn't the motor turning on? Well, this has caused, then I thought, maybe it, when you get a short circuit, other things that are in line after the timer can be damaged. Because it's an overload. A short circuit is an overload. Okay? So the power comes from the main circuit breaker inside the house. Comes directly from inside this junction box in. From the timer, it comes to this kill switch. Okay, I figured this kill switch would have been bad, would have been a simple fix, but I was questioning myself. And the reason why I was questioning myself is because our exhaust system as well is hooked up to the load side, which is these two red wires right here. Okay, these two red wires, this one and this one, is our exhaust system. So I turned it on. I'm like, damn, why wasn't I getting no power here? Now I disassembled this because I wanted to check to make sure that I was getting voltage inside of this unit. So before I did that, you know, that's why I was questioning myself, why am I not getting the voltage? So then I opened up my switch here, and from the timer comes into this kill switch. Okay, see if I can adjust this a little bit better. Right there. See? No, you guys can't see that. Right there. So coming into the top, 248. See that? With the dipstick off, that shows me that it's working. When it's on, see, it's passing current. There goes my 248. Okay? Now from the bottom of that, that goes to the motor. Okay? My motor terminals. Let me adjust you guys here so you can see this. Okay? My motor terminals. Let's go ahead and let's get this hooked up for you guys. See if we can get this where you guys can see. You guys can see that. Just focus there on the meter. Okay, see if we could prop this up a little bit. Let me use this little. There. Bingo. Wait, step forward. Bingo. Bingo. See that? What do we got there, guys? $248. This motor's bad. This motor has to be replaced. That's a sad thing. Now, I'm like, oh my God. The exhaust system. Why is not? I was like, oh my God, now the exhaust system is bad too. You know, when you get an overload, you can get things that just go along right with it. Now, inside of here, okay, bingo. $248. What probably is going to save this salt system is this salt system has in line a fuse. You see this fuse? That fuse is blown. This is proof that there was an overload on the circuit right here. So this little fuse most likely, hopefully, has saved this saw system from being damaged. We need to locate this fuse and install it. And cross our fingers to hope that that fuse saved the whole entire electronics of this unit here. Here, come here, take a look at this. Again, from being open. Look at that little guy right there. See that little guy? That's another lizard that has fried himself If you look very closely, right there, you see those two little anchor looking things? That's where the fuse goes. Right there. If you look right above it where it says system, you see that little black stuff? How it, on the second S, SYS, that second S, you see that little burn mark? That was that fuse being blown up. So not only did the client have the timer be replaced, now she's gonna have a new pool motor have to be replaced, and hope, crossing her fingers, then it's just a fuse. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you learned anything, if you have any questions regarding the job that we did here, electricity for your swimming pool, the circuitry, the way that it flows and things of that nature, please contact a licensed contractor. If your pool guy is not licensed, then you're having electrical issues, please definitely give your contact a local certified electrician contractor to come out and take a look at your system for you. Oh, and do me one favor, like and subscribe my page, post your comments down below, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, please. Thank you so much. Elite Lifestyle.